Looky at this. Hey guys, welcome back to Toolbox Movies. I'm Hank, and today we're going to be watching the 1970 fantasy Codon, or Donkeyskin. This is a movie by Jacques Demy, starring Catherine Deneuve, Jean Marais, Delphine Seyrig. Needless to say, I've had Peau on my list for a while now. Oh boy, this is the Férique edition, the fairy edition in France. It's a bit of a hulking mess. Let's see what's in this. Oh, Jesus Christ! Woo! Wow! Wow! Oh, beautiful. I think it's actually like a fairy tale book version of the movie. This is based on a fairy tale by Charles Perrault. I think Charles Perrault is also the author of Beauty and the Beast. Can you tell this is going to be a costumey kind of movie? Costume dessiné par Agostino Paz. Oh, ooh, ooh. A nice little LP, Recette pour une queque d'amour. Cool. Screenplay for Podon. Ooh, this is cool. This is cool. I'm excited. And of course, the DVDs and Blu-rays, featuring the Blue King and Podon. Jacques Demy is one of France's most celebrated directors, bridging the gap between the artistry of French New Wave and the family appeal of traditional French cinema. I've seen a lot of people talk about the relationship they have with Umbrellas of Cherbourg, Young Girls of Rochefort, and also of Podon, so I was interested in watching it. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. So let's do it. And before we begin, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more old, obscure, and art house films. Mathieu Demy was also featured on this channel in Tomboy. And sometimes, Rosalie Varda likes some of my posts on Instagram, so I'm happy about that. Kinda got the same opening as Winnie the Pooh. Did I say also the music's done by Michel Legrand? Michel Legrand also did the music for Umbrellas of Cherbourg and Young Girls of Rochefort. Something else that I recently watched too. Oh, the Thomas Crown Affair. How do they always do that? Get the books to open by themselves.
Il était une fois un roi si grand, si aimé de ses peuples, si respecté de tous ses voisins. Son bonheur était encore confirmé par le choix qu'il avait fait d'une princesse aussi belle que vertueuse.
Quelle virtueuse.
Et ses époux vivent. De leur hymen était née une fille douée de tant de charme et de grâce.
Oh god, I love
Qu'il ne
Catherine Deneuve.
regrettait pas de n'avoir une plus ample lignée.
This is something we've kind of already discussed in terms of Jacques Demy's works, in terms of the line he kind of treads in portraying stories that are elemental, that are mythical, fairy tale-ish, that they can kind of tread the line a little bit towards incest, and not like in a bad way exactly, not in a realistic way, but just in like a fairy tale way, evoking that kind of distorted reality or distorted morality, that it's a world apart from our own. And so while having Catherine Deneuve play both Jean Marais' wife and his daughter is a bit weird, it also falls in tune with this kind of dream logic, this fantasy / psychological world in which relationships are that much more kind of potent, that much more expressive, and that much more weird, and we kind of just have to take it as it is.
La magnificence, le goût et l'abondance régnaient dans son palais.
This
Les
is
bâtiments
beautiful,
étaient
Jesus.
magnifiques. C'est qu'au lieu de plus apparent, un âne
Un
avec ses
âne.
deux grandes oreilles.
Podon meaning donkey skin, Po meaning skin, on meaning donkey. I love his blue crown. Oh good, it shits precious gems and coins.
Les plus grands biens sont toujours mêlés de quelques mots.
Yeah, and another continuing theme of Jacques Demy's work, that there's no such thing as pure unadulterated good, that his films, although blissfully happy and wonderfully serene, also present like the real turbulence and the real kind of strife of life hidden underneath that veil of happiness.
L'État exige des successeurs et je ne vous ai donné qu'une fille.
Yeah, they're gonna need a male heir. Ooh, is she gonna transform? Is this gonna be a trans narrative?
Jurez par tout l'amour que vous avez pour moi de ne vous remarier que lorsque vous aurez trouvé une femme plus belle et mieux faite que moi.
A woman more beautiful than Kathleen Deneuve? C'est impossible. Ooh. That's a kind of beautiful presentation of like the glass casket that Snow White has. With the crown on top of it. Oh God.
Venez, mon père.
It's wonderful. How did they make? I mean, that's probably just like a double. It's probably not Kathleen Deneuve inside of the inside of the coffin. But wonderful, wonderful imagery.
Majesté, deux de nos meilleurs messagers arrivés ce matin nous ont rapporté de bien charmants portraits.
And I kind of love this motif of falling in love with the image of a lover in fairy tales.
Allons, faites voir.
This is also a motif that's presented in oh, that wasn't what I was expecting. But this is also a motif that's presented in the Fairy Queen. I think Britomart sees an image of the man that she'll fall in love with. The man that will unhorse her. Or it's the other way around. He sees an image of Britomart, and that's what actually sets him off on his journey, and so it becomes a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy.
Dieu,
Is that Kathleen Deneuve again?
qui est-ce? Votre fille.
Yeah, exactly.
L'amour se porte autour du cou, le cœur
Le cœur est fou.
comme un foulard de blanche laine.
I love Michel Legrand.
L'amour s'enroule et puis se noue. Amour, amour, m'a rendu fou.
He just has such a like a playful tone to his music.
L'amour, il crie, il déchire et il mord. Pauvre
I wonder who's doing Kathleen Deneuve's voice in these singing sections.
singe. Amour, amour, n'est pas bien sage.
That's true. Love is never wise.
Comme elle est belle. Plus belle que la reine, Majesté.
You shouldn't have said that. I love this specific kind of love depicted in film. If we want to demarcate like different love as kind of different, you know, like Greek ideals or principles, this idea of love as being a sickness or a fool's or a folly, that it's a the love born of passion, of insanity. This is the kind of like thrilling and striking kind of love that I want to see depicted in my movies.
Était ma seule compagne. J'ai décidé d'en finir.
Yeah, look at his gait.
Relevez-vous, ma chère fille, et votre chant m'a ravi. Je vous aime, ma fille, et je veux vous épouser.
La poésie vous égare, mon père.
Yeah,
Arrêtez,
no
je
more
vous en
poetry
prie.
for you, please.
Aimez-vous, bien ou mal, j'ai décidé de vous épouser, ma fille, et je vous épouserai.
What's the Shakespeare play that also
Ne
had
pas
this as a
commettre
plot
tel
point?
crime. Laissez-moi réfléchir.
Donne
Pericles?
jusqu'à demain.
I was wondering if the woman in the shrubs was actually a woman or a mannequin, but she turned and looked at him as he walked away. Yeah, I can kind of see how Anna Biller drew some inspiration from Peau for The Love Witch.
Watching Jacques Demy's films gave me permission to make the kinds of films that I make today.
Est-ce vraiment un amour coupable? Elle dit m'aimer beaucoup, et en même temps elle se trouble.
Yeah, and I guess kind of going with what I was talking about before, this movie is also showing like different versions of love. The familial love, the amorous love, and how they're kind of spilling into each other.
J'épouserai la princesse.
See how your happiness has become malformed. Grief can do some fucked up things to your head. Imagine fleeing from your father's castle in a full gown and heels. I love the shoulder pads.
Vous, à cette heure, vous savez que j'ai horreur qu'on me surprenne. Je ne suis pas
Delphine
prête.
Seyrig.
Excusez-moi, ma reine, mais ce que j'ai à vous dire est extrêmement important.
Ooh, with a blue mirror. And kind of like in some of the design of Young Girls of Rochefort, we're seeing again some complementary color design. In Young Girls of Rochefort, the acrobats, the carnival people, the carnival guys wore complementary colors to the two. Oh, to the twins. Again, like in Jean Dielman, I find myself unimaginably jealous of the wavy hair of Delphine Seyrig. I mean, this is a wig, but still. I really never thought. I never really thought I'd be listening to a Michel Legrand song about incest. And especially about the legality of incest. I love that this is arguing from a practical point.
Ne vous tourmentez plus, il ne vous arrivera rien de fâcheux si vous suivez fidèlement mes conseils.
Vous croyez?
Les fées ont toujours
Les fées ont toujours raison.
Une robe couleur du temps, c'est une et vous m'épouserez.
Oui, mon père.
Should have never said that.
Couleur du temps. C'est embêtant.
Wow. And I love the kind of stylized acting that Catherine Deneuve is bringing to this. She's really kind of setting... Wow, that's so cool. Do they, like, put a projection on that? That is so cool. Oh, God. How wonderful. Everything about this. This room, these flowers, her gown. The way she fell kind of reminded me of the way that Jean Marais fell at the end of La Belle et la Bête.
Il a réussi. C'est terrible.
Montrez-vous que je vous vois. C'est une splendeur.
It really
Je n'ai jamais
is.
rien eu de pareil. Pour réussir un tel prodige,
Stunning.
il faut que l'amour soit grand.
Qu'allons-nous faire?
Eh bien, allons-y carrément.
I actually do wonder how they did that, because it's not
Demandez-lui
reflecting.
une robe plus brillante.
I don't really see it reflecting on
Moins
like, her
commune.
face or anything.
Une robe couleur de lune. Nous verrons bien. Allez-y sur le champ.
Okay, bye. Bye, Godmother. Maybe less impressive technically, but a stunner. A stunner. She's getting some great looks out of this.
Un charme peut-il s'user comme un habit?
Non, mais il peut faiblir. Comme une pile.
Une pile? Que voulez-vous dire?
Oh, that's interesting. Just a little bit of anachronism in this.
D'ailleurs, j'ai une autre idée. Et je pense qu'il sera un peu surpris.
If this wasn't Delphine Seyrig, I would be like a little bit suspicious of the fairy godmother. She seems like she's effing things up a bit.
Oh non, pas cela!
Et pourquoi?
Oh, c'est abominable. Jamais je n'aurais le courage de lui... Oh, j'aimerais mieux épouser mon père que d'exiger un tel sacrifice.
Il faudra pourtant en arriver là.
God, that dress! Sparkle, sparkle. I like how there's even like little sparkles happening where her dress isn't. It's just they've added the effect onto the frames.
Un désir que je puisse satisfaire.
J'aimerais la peau de ce vieil âne qui s'ennuie tant, je crois.
Oh no!
Un âne banquier.
Oh no!
Si c'est là votre dernier désir avant notre mariage, il sera satisfait. Vous aurez la peau de cet âne, ce soir même.
Not that donkey. Oh no. That has to be hair extensions. Oh no. This is not going the way I thought it would. I didn't even realize that was a bed. The stags, I think, meant to represent kind of male virility, perhaps the threat of her father. And again, as with what do we see when we look at the sky, a repeated kind of motif of sleep in fairy tales.
Vous allez vous envelopper de cette peau.
Oh, quelle horreur!
Faites
Quelle horreur!
Tout est prévu à cet effet. Il ne faut pas qu'on vous reconnaisse.
That'll disguise you. They'll never know that this that this coal miner's daughter is actually the princess.
Oh, vous prenez plaisir à m'humilier, à me rendre tête.
Yes! Catherine, give me that good pout.
Il s'agit là d'une épreuve. La vie n'est pas toujours aussi aisée qu'on croit, qu'on soit petite gens ou bien fille de roi. Bon.
Is she speaking in rhymes, the fairy godmother? Because, you know, sometimes Demy does do those rhyming things like he did on Young Girls of Rochefort. If you want to see like a really great... Ooh. Give me La Belle et la Bête vibes! Oh god, that's so beautiful! Jesus! If you want to see a great movie of like visual wizardry by a great like French technician, definitely check out. I mean, you could check out Les Enfants du Paradis, but also Marcel Carné's Les Visiteurs du Soir, Les Visiteurs du Soir, the Devil's Envoys. And something I love about fairy tales is how much they're inherently on their protagonist's side. They're like essentially on the side of children. Like the heroes in these stories aren't wrongdoers. There's no like a fatal flaw or tragic flaw to their character. They're essentially childlike and innocent, and it's the world around them that is corrupt, that is malignant, that is threatening to them. And that's not to say that they have to remain passive. They have to learn and grow and adjust and adapt. And I think that's a beautiful story to tell to children, of a scary story that the world around them is cruel and unjust, but it's also telling the story that it's not their fault, and that if they have their wits about them, they can survive in this world. I love this slow shit. Oh, Jesus. Yes. Screw Lars von Trier. Jacques Demy did it first. Well, I mean, Cocteau did it first, but... Haunting. I love this. I'm a bit mad at Jacques Demy for, like, copying so heavily. He's obviously doing it as a reference, but copying so heavily from Cocteau. But it's lovely.
Quelle calamité! Elle doit être malade! On m'a dit que sa peau cache une infirmité. Avec ses poils partout, ça me fait grand dégoût. Elle n'aura guère de chance de rencontrer le prince. Avant de l'embrasser, il faudra qu'il la rince. De la tête aux talons.
Oh, negging my girl Catherine Deneuve. Yeah, kind of like The Ugly Duckling. These stories are really kind of helpful for children that may feel small or weak or ugly. That deep inside you is a princess that nobody can see. Or swan. I could fix her. The red horse. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Based on the way that the trees looked, are they holding up like a giant, like, reflective surface to get some bounce on them? I love Ghislain Cloquet, the cinematographer for this, but he's been put under some suboptimal conditions, having to shoot outside on so many bright days. Is that the motherfucker from Young Girls of Rochefort again? There's an interesting interview with him, Jacques Perrin, about his working relationship with Jacques Demy. Despite him using him as like his like self-insert in this and in Young Girls of Rochefort, apparently they didn't have the warmest working relationship. And it took a while for Perrin to actually process what Demy was going for and what he saw in Paran only years later.
Tu t'ennuies, cher Seigneur.
Oi!
Tu chantais l'amour. Le cherches-tu?
Évidemment, je le cherche.
Like he did in Young Girls of Rochefort.
Alors continue ton chemin. C'est une question de confiance.
And the sparkling again. Good little effects added in. Who is that? I like this also in connection with Young Girls of Rochefort, and it's played out with these two actors as well. This this underlying story of two lovers who are seeking each other out, who never get to see each other, but it's their kind of desire for love, their manifestation of love and desire that eventually allows them to find each other. I kind of like this theme. We'll see it in the actual throne room, but I like this theme of the Red Kingdom being a little bit more grounded, and the Blue Kingdom being more fantastical. Like all this kind of square architecture to the Red Kingdom. It's very kind of neoclassical, I guess. Oh, creepy. Nice. We've got a little Illuminati thing going on at the Red Kingdom. That's a horror movie waiting to happen. Yeah, it's almost like the two kingdoms have different kind of magics to them. Like two different, like almost like religious sects to them.
Que fait votre fils? Faut-il qu'on le supplie?
Je l'ai fait chercher par 3 fois.
Elle vous réclame toutes, à corps et à cri. Je n'ai que faire de ces péronnelles. Je ne veux voir que cette fille. Et tant que je n'aurai pas trouvé ce moyen, je ne sortirai pas de cette chambre. Je resterai au lit et malade.
Le prince, qui est malade, je suppose, exige un gâteau. Un gâteau.
Un gâteau.
Le délice à la noix, la galette des rois, non. La tarte aux abricots, le soufflé aux pruneaux, le beignet de compote.
He likes the
le
rhymes.
biscuit de Charlotte, non. Ah, le cake d'amour.
Oh, creepy and lovely and oh so red shoesy. So are like the three dresses going to represent like three kind of attendants for her to carry out tasks to do her bidding? Is there a recipe book in this to prepare a cake d'amour? I don't know how to explain it. Just seeing her in this fucking donkey costume, I'm like, she's really cute in this donkey costume. Please let me someday make better decisions. Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Allez, fainéant, levez-vous.
Voilà, mon enfant. Vous y goûterez quand bon vous semblera.
He's digging in. Nothing I love more than seeing people eat in stories.
Dieu du ciel, il s'étrangle. Mais faites quelque chose. Vous voyez bien que le prince s'empoisonne.
Merci. Merci à tous. Maintenant, je veux dormir. Pouvez vous retirer?
These two idiots are so in love. What I wouldn't give. A lot of doubles being played out in this. Kathleen Deneuve, like, playing Donkeyskin, and the princess, playing the princess and the queen. Kind of real world and a fantasy world. And this is also like a good kind of mechanical way of keeping them apart until the end. They can meet in their dreams, but not have them meet in real life.
Nous savons tout.
Vous avez bien de la chance.
Nomme-nous celle que tu veux et nous te la donnerons. Fais-elle la plus stupide des vilaines.
Nice parents. Nice parents.
Je ne veux vous causer ni trouble, ni émoi, ni rien de ce genre. Je n'ai pas même de nom à vous donner. J'épouserai celle à qui cette bague ira.
I see.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que cette bague?
vais faire donner l'ordre qu'on passe au château.
I should think like, well, I think like a shoe would probably fit pretty easily as well, but I should think a ring would probably fit easier than a slipper. But you know, magic and whatnot. I love it when Legrand goes hog wild. I hate this. There's already a cottage industry developed around this announcement. That's so real. This is, although this is actually something that happens with like Cinderella as well. Her stepsisters do stuff like try and cut off her toes. And I like this kind of demarcation of beauty, that you have to have a slender finger. It's like beauty in general, how fucking fake and made up and total construct it is. I mean, in this, like, beauty is absolute. The beauty of the princess is such that all of her qualities are beautiful, but it does speak to a real issue, I guess, that beauty is a cottage industry that constantly shifts and reassigns what the definition of beauty is. So you're constantly trying to catch up with it and spend money on it and worry about it and self-loathe about it.
Je suis désolé.
On affirme que j'ai le plus petit doigt à 20 lieues.
I wouldn't doubt it, sister.
Princesse de Montion.
She's gotta have the slenderest finger, come on. Ah, I see.
Faudra revenir dans quelques années.
Yo, French people are fucked up.
La Duchesse Antoinette du Vigier de la Garde.
Yo, shoot your shot. I would literally develop like an eating disorder from just this. This is me.
Je crois que c'est pas bien la peine d'essayer, notre seigneur.
Oh shit, okay.
Je vous l'avais bien dit.
I felt that to my core, Dogberry, that's a character's name, Dogberry.
Montre ta main.
Oh, style all over them. Ooh, a White Kingdom now. Haha, yes, bringing the anachronism back in. Oh, weird. Très bizarre. Delphine Seyrig still serving. Jean Marais still serving. Do they marry these weirdos? You can clearly tell who's the better looking kingdom.
Tout est arrangé, ma chérie, j'épouse votre père. Tâchez de lui faire bonne figure.
This conniving, goddamn fairy godmother.
Le conte de Peau est peut-être difficile à croire.
Oh, hint.
Mais tant que dans le monde on aura des enfants, des mères et des mères grands, on en gardera la mémoire.
That was sweet. I'm not gonna shit on anybody's childhood movie. Yeah. Really, I just want to see it again. But a little hint, a little kind of directorial choice that I just want to highlight. Apart from the anachronism thing, I do like that in this, the female characters are a little bit more active, and one might even say a little bit more cunning than I think in its fairy tale equivalent. So in the children's story version of Peau, Podon's ring accidentally falls into the cake, and that's how the prince becomes aware of her, and the prince kind of finds her without her knowledge when she's dressed in one of her gowns. And in this movie it kind of makes a point of saying that that Podon is aware of his presence and kind of manufactures to a degree their eventual betrothal. And similarly, you could see something in that vein being done by the fairy godmother with the king. So I don't know what to say about that necessarily, what that means, but it does have a bit of a who could say whether it's sinister, whether it's resourceful. It does have that little change or adjustment to it. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this again, and excited to kind of explore a bunch of different things that are going to branch off of this. Things that I'm kind of inspired by to kind of continue on the path for after watching this. I really want to watch Model Shop. We really should do an Agnieszka Varda movie soon sometime, so let's do another Catherine Deneuve thing with Agnieszka Varda maybe, and to do The Innocents. No, not The Innocents. Do I forgot what the movie's called. And down the Jean Marais path, I really want to watch Fantomas. And down that vein, I really want to start a series on adaptations of literary villains, literary thieves, and just like monstrous men in literature that have been adapted to the screen. And in tying with that and Fantomas, and Dr. Mabuse and Dr. Mabusa, I really, really want to do adaptations of Bluebeard. I've been thinking about this for a long, long time. I really, really want to watch some adaptations of Bluebeard because I think it's just one of the most like elemental of Charles Perrault's like fairy tales, and really kind of speaks to really persistent gender dynamics and relational dynamics. And I was surprised and happy to hear that Anna Biller, who made The Love Witch and was inspired by Donkeyskin to a degree in its conception, was also doing a book adaptation of Bluebeard. So I'm like, yeah, we seem to be on the right track. So look forward to that in the future. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more old, obscure, and art house films. And until next time, keep watching good movies.